Hey everybody, how are you? Good afternoon, happy Monday. Welcome to Love Bites. Well, Love Bites is our weekly show where I like to jump on and talk about some way that you can bring a little bit more love into your life. And this week, our topic is quite a broad one, but it covers a lot of things, and I think almost everybody will be able to relate to it in some way. So today we are talking about prioritizing yourself. And this can mean a lot of different things, okay? So, essentially at the end of the day, it's like, are you on the list? Do you make it on the list of priorities for your day, or are you at the very end, or have you completely fallen off? If you feel like you've maybe fallen off the list, or you feel like maybe you are way down at the bottom, and that's a challenge for you and you would like to maybe make some changes, you're in the right place, okay? So this can be a lot of different things. Just this morning, I've had a couple conversations about this exact thing, and for different people, it shows up in life in different ways. It can be in the food you're eating. Is healthy food a priority in your life? Are you feeding everybody else in your life a healthy diet, but ignoring your own needs? Exercise, same thing. Is exercise at the bottom of the list? Your physical health, your fitness, is that at the bottom of the list? This can be other things like mental health and happiness and creating the life that you really, really want. Does that happen every day? Are you conscious of it every day, or at least on a regular basis? Or is that like, nah, I don't have time for that? Which, when you say it out loud, let me just say, I don't have time to create the life I want. Like, it's kind of crazy. If you don't have time for that, what do you have time for? This can also be bigger things, right? If you're really looking to create a transformation in your life, if you're in one place and you're really unhappy about it and you want to create something new, you want to make a change, prioritizing taking the steps that you need to take in order to create that transformation. One of the biggest things that I hear from people when it comes to prioritizing themselves, is feeling guilty or feeling shame or feeling like they are somehow not worthy of being prioritized. If this sounds like you, whether you're live, whether you're on the replay, give me a thumbs up, because seriously, for a long time, this was me as well. This is super, super, super common, okay? The thing is that in life, generally, for most of us, it is easy to prioritize what we consider the bare essentials. That's like the roof over your head, whether that's rent or a mortgage. That is things like groceries. That's things like paying the bill so that way you have electricity and heat and all of those types of things in your house. For most of us, that is fairly basic, right? We make sure that we can cover that. But when it comes to upping the game, when it comes to making a change, when it comes to prioritizing our mental health, our emotional health, our happiness, or augmenting our physical health, that is usually where the roadblock is. It's really easy to cover the basics. Then suddenly when you're like, I want to up the game, or I want to put energy into something that I haven't in the past, like maybe mental health or emotional health, suddenly that guilt comes up, like, oh, I should be spending my money on something else. That shame, like, oh, if anybody knew how much I was doing or knew how much time I was spending on this, like, what would they think? And there's a lot of different things that can come up for different people. And, like I said before, if you are not prioritizing your happiness, if you're not prioritizing your mental health, your emotional health, if you're not prioritizing creating the life that you really want, what are you prioritizing? Like, what is more important than that? Other than the basics. I'm not challenging like paying rent and putting food on the table. But other than that, so many people are really happy to spend thousands of dollars on a vacation or a plane ticket. Or they are happy to spend hours and hours and hours on, kids stuff, whether it's like making their children's lunches or making costumes for a play or Halloween. But it's really hard to turn the tables and do it for ourselves so often. So if any of this sounds like you, if any of this sounds like something that you struggle with, that I would really I have a few questions that I would really encourage you to listen to and honestly ask yourself. And the first one is the obvious one is, how or where would you like to prioritize yourself? And almost everybody, I can pretty much guarantee you, you have some idea in your mind. You're like, oh, I would really love to join a gym. I would really love to make sure that I eat a healthy lunch every day. I would really love to, whatever, sign up for this program. I would really love to transform my daily experience. I would really love to make sure that my mental health is top of the list. So how would you like to prioritize yourself? Where in your life is that showing up? And it could be more than one area. Quite often this is more than one area. So really, where would that be? And then if that was the case, if you can just, let's assume it's already done. Let's assume that that's where you're stepping into it. How would your life be different if you said yes to yourself? How would your life be different if you started prioritizing yourself in those ways that you really want to? Like what transformation would occur in your life? If you're currently, if physical health is a struggle for you and you're like not really eating healthy food, maybe you're not getting all the nutrition that you need, maybe you're exposed to too many chemicals. If you decided that your physical health was important to you and you changed what you ate and you cut chemicals out of your life and you replaced them with natural solutions, what transformation would occur in your life? How would your relationships change? How would your energy level change? How would your career change? How would your social life change? I can almost guarantee you it would affect everything. If you are stuck in your life and you feel like maybe you don't have a direction, or you feel like your mental health is really suffering right now, if you decided to say yes to yourself and take that step, again, whether it's like signing up for a program, whether it is talking to somebody, working with somebody, what would change in your life? Like, what transformation would occur? And what would be the ripple effect from that? How would that affect your social life? How would that affect your career? How would that affect your other relationships? Because once we get really clear on that, suddenly saying yes to ourselves is so much easier. When you say, I can finally be happy. When you say, I can see that this is really going to benefit my marriage and my kids are going to be happier. When you say, I'm going to be able to lift other people up and support those that I love because I'm supporting myself. So once you get really clear on that, I think so many people, this is where they get stuck. They don't feel like they're worthy. There's a lot of guilt associated with it because it's really easy to just stay in that one spot. But if you can open up and really look and see how this one transformation could actually transform so many different things, suddenly it's not about you. It's about everybody that you love. It's about the bigger picture. And then I would ask you, once you've done this and once you've kind of broken down a little bit how this would change your life, what is one step that you can take today to start creating this transformation? Now, this could be something as simple as getting more sleep every night. This could be something as simple as making sure that you have at least one really healthy meal a day. This could be something as simple as cutting out one source of toxins in your life, right? Maybe it's like nasty household cleaners, old makeup, skincare products, whatever, and replacing it with a natural solution. Maybe it's saying yes to that program, yes to that coach, yes to that reading that book, yes to that podcast, whatever it is. What is one step that you can take today to begin prioritizing yourself? And again, we get really stuck on stuff, but it's not about getting from here to the end. It's about getting from step 0 to step 1. And then only once you're at step 1 can you go, okay, what's step 2? And we take step 2. What could you say yes to that could change your life today? How could prioritizing yourself change your life? So again, we're going to make sure that we start from the beginning. We ask those questions. right? If you're not prioritizing yourself, where would you like to? What does that look like? How would this change your life? What transformation would occur? What in your life would be affected, and who in your life would be affected? And then what is one step that you can begin taking today, big or small? It doesn't matter what it is, but you have to take that first little baby step. And once you begin, you take step 1, you take step 2, you take step 3, it gets a lot easier to start leaping. And suddenly those things that felt terrifying, they get a hell of a lot easier. And they get a lot less scary, because you realize that with each step you take, you actually are getting closer to what you really want in the end anyway. And there's actually really nothing to be scared of. So I'm going to leave you with that today. And I'm going to ask you to comment below on the video, what is your one step? What is the one thing that you can do today in your life to begin prioritizing yourself? It only takes one step. That's how you're going to start showing yourself just a little bit more love today. All right, that's it for me today. That is it for Love Bites this week. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here and spending your time with me. Have a beautiful day, a wonderful week, and I will be seeing you very soon. Bye.